Today I fucked up by doing some personal grooming at home, and grossing out the postman. Firstly, in my defense, I have been stuck at home for 10 weeks and have forgotten the usual rules of society. I decided to attend to some unfathomably long nipple hairs in my living room. I mean, these suckers were long enough to braid. I was considering donating them to science, but decided instead to pluck them. I have never let them grow this long before. In fact, I didn't know it was possible for nipple hairs to grow this long on a female human with no hormonal problems. But there we are. I should mention, I am a woman with quite sizable fun bags. I love my girls. I have a large living room window, and usually I don't get anyone walking in front of it, as there is a hedge dividing next door's front garden and mine. What I didn't know is that next door have trimmed the hedge over the weekend. So there I am, baps totally out, contorting them into an impossible shape so I can get to the hard to reach massively long hairs sprouting proudly into the air. I had my tongue poking out, because as we all know, it's easier to concentrate that way. Tweezers in one hand, boob in the other, plucking away with tongue exposed. I look up to see the postman frozen in what can only be described as a petrified stare, with a look of total horror on his face. Our eyes met. I froze too. I think he must have taken a shortcut from next door. I think I can confidently say he will probably go the long way round tomorrow. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by plucking my nipple hairs in the living room when the postman walked by and was horrified. I'm a mailman. This type of stuff is the reason why I never look inside people's homes. I've seen too many wrinkly ball sacks and saggy tits enough for one lifetime. Do an AMA, please. Today I fucked up. I'm a mailman. Today, I took a shortcut, and saw Tiggerlabities. Aside from use of the word postman, clearly a Brit from the appropriate and underutilized term BAPS. Great work. Well deduced. I had my tongue poking out, because as we all know, it's easier to concentrate that way. This alone had me laughing for way too long. Today I fucked up wrapping tape under my butt to give me curves, while experiencing cystic acne. At 17, I was incredibly self-conscious of my flat butt. My friends all seemed to be thick, have perfect curves, had all the guys' attention. Meanwhile I became the lack of butt of jokes. In good jest I guess, but it still hurt my feelings, and I never wore bathing suits, never could fill out jeans, just didn't feel attractive. When prom came up, I decided I was going to look hot one way or another. I got a form-fitting white dress, wore puffy shorts stuffed with underwear underneath, and taped the seams of the shorts to my skin to hide the outline. Then, I wrapped duct tape around and underneath my butt, bringing it upwards above hips to lift it and push it out. After putting a frilly sash around my waist with the sole purpose of hiding the outline of whatever the fuck was underneath my dress, I legitimately thought I looked hot. I get to the dance, my friends are already there acting like they were drunk. They said they pre-gamed with some wine before coming, and even though I hadn't had a sip of alcohol, I started acting like them too. They were leaning into me, telling me I looked so sexy, and one friend even tried to slap my butt in fun. I quickly jerked away from her, afraid she'd feel the crinkly concoction, and played it off. Told them that oh, yeah, I never wear tight things cause I don't want people noticing or some crap. They were too fake drunk to care. As the night went on, I got to dance with one of my crushes who'd previously joked around about my lack of derriere. As any classy prom goes, Get Low starts playing and I jump at the chance to grind on him. Scrawny, diaper-butted white girl me, attempted to grind. My crush started feeling on me, getting dirty in the grossest high school prom way possible, and I was loving it. My confidence was soaring. Butt was bubbly. I dropped down low, in the worst possible chicken dance attempt of twerking you can imagine. My dress rode up, and I felt the tape rip. Felt not just it ripping from my skin, but this stinging pain and sudden wetness. I quickly stood up and pulled my dress down, but when I took my hand back, it was covered in bloody pus. My crush yelled out laughing, "Yo WTF, did you tape shorts to yourself?" and caused a huge scene. He got even more loud when he realized the bloody pus had got on his groin area. Soon enough, I was trying to break through the crowd towards the bathroom, hand over my weird duct tape butt, with people audibly laughing behind me. I went into the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and saw 3 cysts that had been ripped open, staining my white dress and dripping down to my heel now. My shorts were so visible in this lighting, too, unlike how it looked at home. I had to go ask my friend to call my mom for me, and though I've tried to convince people I was wearing duct-taped shorts because I had an extra heavy period, everyone knew. I have yet to live it down. Too long didn't read. Fucked up by trying to make my butt look bigger by taping around it and taping shorts to my skin under my prom dress. Turns out it was much more visible than I thought, and the tape ripped off in the middle of prom, ripping open cystic acne on my crush. That sounds truly horrible. Dude, I'm so sorry, that really truly sucks. The only thing missing from this tale of woe was the giant vat of pig's blood being dumped on your head when you were crowned prom queen. My condolences up. Or, honestly, what a traumatic experience. Frown. Prom is supposed to be fun and I'm so sorry yours went like that. The guy was rude for causing a scene, but I don't expect much from a high school boy, haha. I have a small ass, but big boobs, so my proportions are all fucked up lamau, and I've legit considered buying those padded shorts so I can look a little more proportionate. At the end of the day, I accept my lack of ass because I literally cannot gain weight there. My wife has quite a small butt. I find her incredibly sexy. Don't sweat it. School kids can be horrible jerks, but there's loads of guys that would see your body shape as their ideal, I'm sure. So much this, it's not always about having melon-sized butts or tits. I'd rather have good-looking small tits or butts than giant masses that look way out of proportion unless cheatingly fixed with bras and special pants. Today I fucked up by saying titty during a game of Heads Up with my girlfriend's family. For anyone who doesn't know what the game Heads Up is like, player holds a card/phone up on their forehead, which they cannot see. If the card/phone says a term like Netflix, people on player A's team will give clues so player A guesses the term. A good clue for this would be it's not Hulu, and player A would guess Netflix, get it right, and move on to the next term. My girlfriend's family come from the Midwest, classic old-fashioned, church-going people. Very nice people but very reserved. I, on the other hand, come from a family of Italians from the East Coast. Admittedly, this means sometimes I should have a better filter than I do. So there we all are, enjoying some drinks and playing a fun game of Heads Up. The clue was Janet Jackson. I'm not sure why I blurted it out. Maybe a mix of embarrassing competitiveness and the liquor, but I immediately screamed titty out at the Super Bowl. I'm stopped. I saw my entire relationship flash before me. I've never been in a situation where 1 second feels like an eternity until this moment. Everyone stopped yelling clues. My girlfriend didn't even guess. Everyone just stopped and stared at me. I became so anxious, started sweating. I can only imagine my face at this moment would have made the top posts of all time on r/watch people die inside. My girlfriend's parents' friends broke the ice. They said, okay, well, I think it's time for us to get out of here. Everyone followed suit. I awkwardly said goodbye and I'm sorry, but I knew what I had done couldn't be undone. My girlfriend ignored me the rest of the night, still including now, where I'm hiding in the bathroom writing this post. I'm not sure what the ramifications will be and if our relationship will survive, but it's not looking good. My girlfriend obviously doesn't care about the word titty. I think more so the fact that her boyfriend screamed titty out of nowhere in a friendly game of Heads Up. The ironic thing is I think that was an A+ clue. If we were playing with my family, not only would everyone have died laughing at someone screaming titty, but they all would have guessed the term correctly. It was that moment that I realized just how different two families can be. Too long didn't read, screamed titty out at the Super Bowl during a game of Heads Up with my girlfriend's conservative family. Update, lot of people saying she isn't the one, break up with her, etc. No, we have the same sense of humor. She isn't as conservative as her parents. Her parents joke around and curse, but when someone screams titty in an inappropriate setting it's a little crass. Woke up and she was fine. Just said she was annoyed the night ended like that. Going out to dinner with them tonight, so let's hope I don't shout any more expletives. So many miserable people telling me to break up with her after hearing one small story. Second update, went to dinner with the same group and we laughed about it. I was a little confused because they acted like it wasn't a huge deal all of a sudden. Maybe they realized they were a little uptight? Not sure. I say hello and my girlfriend's dad's friend said, "Hey man, I wonder how Janet Jackson is going today," and everyone laughed. I said something along the lines of, "I let the tiger out of the cage last night, so that's my bad." They laughed and said it's fine, it was just getting late. My girlfriend and I are fine. She isn't the monster you guys make her out to be. How would you feel if you knew your parents were conservative and your boyfriend shouted "titty out"? Probably a little annoyed, and she had a right to be. For everyone saying I should break up with her, she's awful. It sounds like a fun relationship / yes. You guys are miserable human beings. What kind of person do you have to be to tell an internet stranger to break up with his girlfriend of 2 years because of one small story? Sounds like you're just a bunch of miserable people who want others to be miserable as well. Probably incel idiots. To everyone who got the point of the post, that it's a funny embarrassing story, without reading too far into it, thank you for the kind words. A lot of people said not to listen to the idiots and I appreciate that. Not that I would ever listen to the internet about my relationship, but it was appreciated. Also obligatory thanks for the gold and silver. My mum's a Mormon and at Christmas we played Cards Against Humanity. I explained every term she didn't understand. My sister just laughed through the whole game. No worries, I did something similar but yelling out "fuck" when stubbing my already broken toe at my in-laws. They too are God-fearing / loving, church-going folk who were quick to say, "No, fudge is a better word." My response was, "Break your toe and then stub it and see what comes out of your mouth." I did apologize when I got my wits back and calmed down. This was the first day I had met them in person. At the time, my fiancé then explained to them who I am and how I lack censorship. Every once in a while when my mother-in-law has a couple glasses of wine she brings it up and how shocked she was to hear such a foul word said with so much passion. It's become a joke at gatherings now. Give it time and you two will hopefully be able to make jokes about it. My grandpa was a minister for the United Church. My grandma was a good minister's wife. She never swore. One day she was driving me back into town from their farm and a pair of moose bolted out into the road right in front of us. She slammed on the brakes and the car fishtailed because it was wintertime and slippery, and we veered sideways onto the shoulder, coming only about a foot away from slamming into a tree. As the car came to a stop I remember her making the sound and I thought I knew what was coming. Fire trucks. And that was the closest she ever came to swearing. Major overreaction. Can they really not handle titty? Like, to the point they have to make an exit? My god, I'm from the Midwest with very conservative extended family and I couldn't imagine a loose curse word clearing an entire building. What decade is this post from? Solid clue. My guess would be Janet Jackson or John Madden. Wow, her parents' friends actually stopped and left the house. That's rude as hell. It was pretty late anyway, so I think they just saw it as an opportunity to skedaddle.